Chloe here with Cross Country Mortgage. Against all odds, CCM has just closed the Garcia's dream home in 21 days. I was able to speak with their top loan officer before they went into the locker room, and he said it was a matter of dedication. Ultimately, they leaned on their experience as a team. They've been here before. They've done all types of loans. Simply put, CCM loan officers know how to close as a team for your dream home. Cross Country Mortgage is dedicated to getting it done. Back to you in the studio. Cross Country Mortgage, LLC, NMLS 3029, www.nmlsconsumeraccess.org. Equal housing opportunity.
What's your warrior? Become it in the Army. Whether you want to cure diseases or develop technology the world doesn't know exists, the Army is where all of that can happen. Find out more at GoArmy.com. Find your warrior today.
Hey everybody, this is Sam with Pro Wrestling Overtime. Kind of wanted to do an update and talk with you what changes or what goals we have for this particular podcast. As you guys know and have heard, I hope, we are part of the Overtime Network. TheOvertimeNetwork.com is up and running. Been working hard on that for the last probably 2 months, but also going to continue to work on it. For those of you who have not been over to check out the Overtime Network, it has a pro wrestling calendar up that shows you the events that are happening for any wrestling that is going to be shown either streaming or on TV that I have found out. If you guys know of any that is coming up, I don't care to put it on there. Definitely don't care to try to watch it or go to it. So, as always, you guys can reach me on Pro Wrestling Overtime on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter. My handle is Pro Overtime. It's 2 O's, Pro Overtime. And you guys can always write me at prowrestlingot@gmail.com and let me know any comments, problems, protests, or questions that you have. This is one of my first loves. I have watched wrestling for, gosh, since I was a kid. But I, like everyone else, have holes in their memory, in the history. I have times that, like when I was in college, really wasn't watching all that often. Um, when I first got my first hard job where working overtime, didn't know which end was up, wrestling kind of fell off. And now it has came back around, is part of my life, I guess. This is probably the second um, most worked on podcast in the network, and I guess the problem is it's probably my first love. What I hope to accomplish is to be weekly, if not twice weekly, on my thoughts on where and what is happening in wrestling, different news, different updates that are going on. As most of you know, I like doing the predictions episodes where I kind of go into future booking or how they should have booked it coming up to that event. I have been in the process, if you guys have been listening, you've noticed probably in the last 2 months, probably 3, I have really been getting into GCW, Game Changer Wrestling, and been getting super excited about their matches, the athleticism, the pain, and just their storylines that they have been doing, bringing outside people in and making them seem like they belong, seem like they fit, seem like they've been there for years. So I like giving my thoughts on it. I am not big on reviews. If you're new to this podcast, you're not going to get a description, purely a description podcast from me. You're not going to see me say, well, we're going to review Monday Night Raw, and it opened up with Becky Lynch coming out and saying this, that, and the other. Bianca Belair's music hit. She come out and confronted her. And while those two were talking, you had Alexa Bliss show up. No, that's not really how I am. And that's not really how I view my wrestling. I view my wrestling through a personal lens or an overall fan view. And so you're going to get me saying, I can't believe they started off the show with Becky and Bianca again. I'm getting tired of it. Why didn't they just have Alexa Bliss come out and confront Becky? And I think this is where they messed up. Here's how they could have done it better. And I really wish this would have been the start of the 10 o'clock hour, not the start of the show. And here are my reasons for it. That's what you're going to get from this particular podcast. So, Nick Aldis on Saturday put up something on Instagram that I found that hit me, I think, right between the eyes. He put up a post that said, discipline leads to habits. Habits lead to consistency. Consistency leads to growth. When I saw that, it really
Chloe here with Cross Country Mortgage. Against all odds, CCM has just closed the Garcia's dream home in 21 days. I was able to speak with their top loan officer before they went into the locker room, and he said it was a matter of dedication. Ultimately, they leaned on their experience as a team. They've been here before. They've done all types of loans. Simply put, CCM loan officers know how to close as a team for your dream home. Cross Country Mortgage is dedicated to getting it done. Back to you in the studio. Cross Country Mortgage, LLC, NMLS 3029, www.nmlsconsumeraccess.org. Equal housing opportunity.
What's your warrior? Become it in the Army. Whether you want to cure diseases or develop technology the world doesn't know exists, the Army is where all of that can happen. Find out more at GoArmy.com. Go to school while you serve. Learn about the simultaneous membership program today.
opened my eyes, and it was like my mom getting on to me or something like that when I was little, because I haven't been real disciplined for you guys recently. It hasn't become a habit to me yet. Therefore, I haven't been consistent. Now, can I blame it on a lot of things, such as having other things going on or working on the website, trying to get some articles written? Or this week, I have been dealing with kidney stones that I'm kicking out, but they don't want to leave. They're like squatters that either keep coming back or they hide or they just don't want to leave. So I have been dealing with pain and in the bathroom a lot. But I don't want to make those kinds of excuses. I want to just start being disciplined. So, like I said, by the beginning of the year, hoping to be twice a week, if not more. supposed to have articles up on the overtimenetwork.com. I'll be honest with you. Um, the Sasha Banks episode on this podcast and the article that I put up on the Overtime Network really kind of caused a stir with some people that listen or some people that even didn't know about me and now they're listening or they're at least reading. So I want to go ahead and tell you guys the articles are going to be a little slower. I'm a little bit behind now, but taking care of a couple different podcasts, writing, and calling, texting people, trying to confirm stuff, um, and then working at other things, it's hectic and articles may be a little slower. So just kind of want to tell you that. And I really want to get your feedback. So if you have any questions, any comments, any critiques, I'm definitely willing to listen. Got into an argument, I guess, last week. I don't know that it was an argument, more of a heated discussion on Twitter about Charlotte Flair. I'm going to be doing an upcoming episode about Charlotte Flair. Disagreed with a lot of the wrestling media. A lot of them are saying that Charlotte Flair and what is going on is a shoot, that it's very real. A lot of them on the other side are saying, no, 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 this is a work. Charlotte Flair is a good company girl. She's WWE forever. And I definitely want to talk about that. And a lot of people have different sources. I don't have a whole lot of sources in WWE that are in management. So I'm not getting their word. I'm for the wrestlers. And I'm for the wrestlers being as creative and artistic as they possibly can or want to. I am enjoying when people show up on other shows for a one time match or a short program. I have enjoyed Christian Cage being over on Impact Wrestling tremendously. Seeing his match and his program over there accumulate with his match against Josh Alexander, his match before that with Ace Austin, it's just been unreal. And I love seeing him work with some of the younger talent. So I'm all about that also. And I think that's going to come across more in this podcast because I appreciate one of you who took the time to to write and say, be yourself more, be more authentic. So I think I'm going to listen to that. And like I said, I hope to really put forth the effort to bring discipline to me and get in the habit and consistency of being on this podcast more often and on a basis that you can count on, which hopefully will lead to more growth in 2022 of the fan base And not only that, but also people responding and us having a discourse, a conversation. I've already looked into opening up Spotify green rooms or Twitter spaces and speaking back and forth with you guys on that. So that's kind of a little update on what's going on with me, what's going on with this podcast, and what's going on with the website. So I look forward to talking to you guys soon and hopefully seeing you down the road.
If you're looking to make an impact, there's no better place to do that than the U.S. Army. Whether your goal is to fight and cure deadly diseases, develop technologies, or seek adventure across the globe, the Army is where all of that can happen, and so much more. The Army is a team of 1 million individuals working together to take on the most complex problems in the nation and the world, and to win. Ask yourself, what's your warrior? And go to GoArmy.com to find out. Find your warrior today.